I think my son's new friend could be his half-brother. I'm not 100% sure, but the similarities are starting to scare me. After graduating from high school, I 27M hooked up with one of the alumni, she was 26, that used to help out at all the school events. But then I found out she had a boyfriend and we broke up. At that time me and my ex were already hooking up too, and she got pregnant months after. My son's 7, he meets a new friend that he hangs out with after school. The kid is like 8ish because he's a grade above my son. And guess who his fucking mom is? We met a couple times picking our kids up and she avoids me. It's not her avoiding me that has me suspicious because OFC it's awkward anyways with an ex. It's that him and my son have so many similar features. The way that they smile, hair, skin color, the shape of their eyes and nose are so similar to mine. And everyone in my family always say my son looks exactly like me when I was a kid. Far as I know, haven't heard of any dad around, and her IG doesn't show anyone else. If this is something to bring up to her at all. We didn't end things well at all and she hated me even though she was the one who was a cheater to her boyfriend. Should I ask her about it at all, or is this just one of those things to leave alone? I'd hate to think I have a kid out there not to know about, but if it's gonna hurt him more then I'm not sure. Edit, stop telling me to covertly get a DNA test on a minor without anyone's consent. Q&A. If you'd known she was pregnant back then, would you have wanted to find out if the child was yours? If I found out she got pregnant after we ended things, I would have wanted to know if I'm the father even then. We didn't talk or see each other after that. I get what you're saying. But if I knew then I would have wanted to find out before possibly missing out on my kid's life. Why do you think she never told you, and should you try to find out if the child is yours now? Well, for one thing, I told her don't ever call me again because I don't want to see her. At the time I was just really mad finding out she was in a relationship with someone else because it made me the other guy, and that was someone I never wanted to be. She got mad at some of the stuff I told her, so that's why it didn't end on good terms. There was a lot of yelling from me, so I could think of why she wouldn't tell me. Thanks for replying. Thumbs up. Medium light skin tone. This is exactly why I wanted to get others' thoughts, because I might want to know if he's mine and try to be in his life. But this could bring a lot of changes for him and not in a good way. Are you prepared for the consequences if he's your son? I'm prepared to be there for him and help provide for his life. But worried that I'm thinking more about what I want rather than what might be best for him. Like I want to find out if he's mine and be in his life, but what if that ruins his home life or stability? These are just things I'm weighing. I guess so, yeah, it wouldn't be right. My fear is it may be doing him more harm coming out with this. I do want to get to know him and be in his life if he's mine. Also, yeah, pay for what I would owe not being there in the beginning. Hate that it has to be super complicated like this. Has your son ever met his friend's dad? Yeah, I asked my son about that too. And he says he hasn't seen his dad and that he doesn't talk about him. My son obviously might not know everything, and for all I know maybe he does have his dad, biological or not, in his life. Did you notice any resemblance between him and your son? Trust me, it is, and honestly it's pretty crazy. Even before coming to the suspicion that he might be mine, because I didn't even know she was his mom, my first thought was holy shit, they look like twins. Are you currently married, in a relationship, or co-parenting? I'm not with anyone, and that wouldn't be a reason I wouldn't proceed anyways if they're cool with it or not. She's not involved. Update. I guess I was right in the end. He's mine. This whole freaking time I had another kid. Lucky that his mom was willing to talk to me about this. It wasn't easy not doing this in front of the kids, but I managed to ask her to meet up alone to talk. When I asked her the obvious, she started crying. And she said when we broke up she found out about the pregnancy but thought her boyfriend back then was the father. But she revealed the cheating to him and they did a paternity test after she gave birth. He wasn't the father, so he left. Then she didn't want to say nothing to me because we weren't in contact anymore, and she knew I didn't want to see her again, so she thought at the time maybe I'd reject my son. Holy fuck, was I pissed. When we were talking about this I was half yelling / crying over the whole thing. No matter how many times she told me sorry for assuming I wouldn't want anything to do with him, that act still made me miss out on my son. Because now we were in this sort of fucked up scenario of our kids being friends and not knowing he's also my kid. My ex still hasn't stopped apologizing. I'm trying not to stay mad at her. She seems like she really regrets it, and so far she's agreed to everything I've asked. Paternity test for starters, where we got the proof I'm his biological dad, wanting to spend time with him, let him know I'm his dad. None of this has been easy. The kids seem to be having a better time adjusting. My son just thinks it's cool right now to suddenly have a big brother. But I think when that excitement wears off there will be more stuff to deal with. My eldest is more shy around me. Back then he didn't really care. She already told him I'm his dad, and we did a one-on-one meeting recently. Got to know him better and do something together, just me and him. It was a nice time. He still comes over with my son so they can hang out, or I see them together after school. Guess for me it's been hard seeing him. And knowing we still have a long way to go to building an actual relationship. Wish we could have had that since the beginning. It's still so trippy thinking about it though. My son unknowingly became friends with a kid he didn't even know was his half-brother, then what if I knew about him back then? Would my youngest even exist right now if she would have told me? My mind goes down the rabbit hole with that one. At least this hasn't affected their friendship. I'm hoping it stays strong the more I get to be part of his life and he becomes more part of our lives.
Relevant comments. Ehave 0 Freenzer 0. I'm glad it worked out, but from how you wrote this I wouldn't have told you either. Doesn't seem like it ended well, and then you yell and blame her when she's too scared to come forward. Sounds like you missing out on this kid's first 8 years was also partly your fault.
OP. It didn't end well since I found out she was cheating on both me and her boyfriend at the time. But that's why I'm trying to let go of that so we can do better at co-parenting.
Christer. It sounds like she knows she made a selfish decision after plenty of other selfish choices. Hopefully now she is willing to co-parent.
OP. I'm glad at least she isn't making that an issue. Once I spend more time with him and we have a more established relationship, we plan to see a lawyer to find out about getting some type of custody with him. I want him to know his dad's not going anywhere.
Wish you had listened. Wow. Thanks for the update. Replace your regret with the joy of knowing you have another son and his mother is not hostile towards you. You have some interesting waters to navigate. Wishing you the best.
OP. Thanks, smiley face. It'll be a ride for sure. I still need some time to process and try to move on from missing out on the beginning of his life. Soon I know we'll have our own memories, and that's the part I'm looking forward to. Do feel joy knowing I've got another kid. It's a feeling I can't describe, but it just makes me smile. I've always had that mentality that every baby is a blessing, and in this case I feel the same.